A year later, and I'm still banned for speaking out about the media. My options: work a minimum wage job or my passion, and do what I believe is right to show why my media career has come to a halt. EJ Manuel's current reputation is just an example of the madness the media creates when its audience allows it to trash players unjustly for ratings. Here's proof of who I was imitating in my rant that got me banned.
Welcome to Jay Cutler Radio here on WGR. Howard, Sal, and Matthew ready to talk about the Bills quarterback situation and Jay Cutler this morning here on this very radio station. Sure, some other team's garbage, but hey, could be a beautiful thing here in Buffalo. Cutler had a bad year in terms of turnovers, but he's also playing on a team with a horrendous defense. He comes here, he now has an elite defense.
No doubt.
And if he does make the odd interception or two, you have an elite defense to bail out that quarterback. To me, it gets down to this. He's a better talent and has more ability than the guy who has the job right now. So I'll deal with the sulking. I'll find a way to deal with the sulking and the leadership. I'll find out. I'll do my research. I'll do my background checks. But I need to get a more talented thrower of the football, and he's a more talented thrower of the football.
This is just a sample of BS I could find in a short amount of time.
Are you ready for some football?
And the Pink Panther song.
A preseason party. Bills, Panthers. No, you're not.
Castle, Tyrod, other guy.
No, you're not fired up?
No, I am.
I'm fired up.
I am fired up.
Yeah.
I am excited.
I am fired up.
We spend every day talking about the quarterback, and I know that if you talk about this quarterback situation too much, it can drag you down a little bit on how you feel about the season. I know.
To me, I'd play Castle for the whole first quarter. I'd play Taylor for at least the second quarter, maybe the third. I'm not sure what to do about EJ.
It all depends on if you feel like there's still hope when it comes to EJ winning this competition.
That's the thing. I don't think there's hope. But the question with EJ, I really don't. I really think it's over with him. And I mean over like not on the roster over. I guess the question with him is it still, do you just still want to see him in a game for the sake of saying, well, look, guys, he hasn't really, he's certainly not winning the job. Most of the observers at camp will tell you he's third on the depth chart now behind Castle and then Tyrod Taylor. If the Bills coaches agree with that, if that's how they're thinking, do you still say, I know, but we need to see him in a game situation to see? So to me, that's the thing I'm struggling with. But again, as you said, I don't know how much it's going to prove. If he gets in the fourth quarter and he's playing with third and fourth stringers, I'm not really sure what you gain from that.
Yeah, the only thing with EJ getting the end of the game is that it could be like a false positive.
Right, it's major scrub time.
Right.
Major scrub time. And that's scrub defense, but also scrub offense that he's working with.
Yeah, and how can you really evaluate that if he's going up against your fourth stringer?
Man, we talked the whole spring about EJ, and I didn't really have much in the hope tank left for EJ going in, honestly. Even with the whole, there was a little bit, my head was still doing the whole, but he's only had 14 starts, and but maybe Marone and Hackett and all these guys messed his head up. I mean, there was still a little bit of me that thought maybe this can be salvaged. But there wasn't much. And other than, that a couple of back-to-back practices last week where he was good. We were there one day. He had his best day at camp, and then he had a good day after that, and then he ended up starting the scrimmage. Really, outside of that, there's been nothing to write home about with EJ, and that's why I'm really struggling with, does it matter? Does he need to play? Because I don't think this is going anywhere. And if that's the case, I hate to say you're wasting time. I mean, it's a preseason game, and the point of the preseason game is to play guys of which almost half of them won't even be on your roster in another few weeks. But it just, to me, with the quarterback, it's such a critical position. This is such a question for this team. I don't know that you need to find time to experiment with a guy who has no shot of winning the job, which is why I go back to just play Castle and Tyrod Taylor.
The gap between Tyrod Taylor and EJ Manuel, that's what I got to know. But the thing that always I come back to, though, is the story that we saw yesterday, and just all the evidence piles up that Rex Ryan wanted to try and trade for Geno Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, where's his belief level in EJ Manuel if he traded for Matt Castle, signed Tyrod Taylor, who we knew from Baltimore, and wanted to trade for Geno Smith? It's like anything but EJ seems to be the option because none of those options are very good.
Right.
If they're thinking, we've already made up our mind here, Manuel is third, it's only based on, if somebody gets hurt or roster, does he get a roster spot or not, is the only thing.
Yep.
Then it's senseless to even bother playing him. I mean, if you've already made that decision, then let's see Tyrod Taylor, and let's see a lot of Tyrod Taylor, because he can steal the job.
This fan is saying he's a better option than someone off the street. They replaced him with literally someone off the street last year. I mean, that's what happened. Kyle Orton was, for my purposes, on the street. And it was the end of the preseason, and the Bills went, here's money. Come play for our team. And then in a month, he started, and they never took him out. I mean, this is the third string. What are we worried about? If he can't play, he can't play. Oh, well. You make picks. They don't all work out. What are you going to do? Right? Show Moses, Bulldog. Show Moses. What are you going to do? No, you don't get better by cutting him. You don't get better by cutting anybody. You get down to 53 men by cutting people. That's what you do. Yeah, I wouldn't sweat it. That's all there is.
He's really a non-factor.
He's a non-story. He's not only a non-factor, he's a non-story. He's a non-story. This is not new.
You might wonder about whether or not you want to keep a guy around that was a number one pick, was your starter, lost the job, and now he can't even beat out Matt Castle and Tyrod Taylor and, say, well, if we need you, we'll put you in. Do I want to count on that guy if I'm the Bills coaches? I might be inclined to say no.
I think Sal might say it's a question more than anything else, of roster spots.
Is EJ actually going to make the roster, or is he just going to be gone by the beginning of the season?
If things keep on track the way they are, I don't think he makes the roster.
Yeah.
I just know why. I'll say I don't know why you would keep three guys, because the other two look like they're fine in the offense. The only reason to me, I've always said that you would keep three guys if you really feel that the top two are, at least number two is just so shaky on the offense where, God, if something happens, what are we doing here? We better at least have another plan after that. Well, these top two guys, it appears, Castle and Tyrod, keep doing what they're doing. I don't see why you would even have room, especially if you want to keep, four tight ends or four running backs or whatever. I mean, you got to cut from somewhere.
Here's an example of an article on WGR 550. Sal ignored Rex Ryan about a fair competition. EJ looked good against the Carolina Panthers and had struggled with pressure in the past, so working with backups would help him improve before playing with the first team in the Steelers game. Sal helped create a reputation hit for EJ. Here's how the host handled EJ getting the start after ignoring Rex Ryan.
Covering these teams and talking about these teams, if you're a loyal listener or someone that's as obsessed with the teams as we are, because, we do professionally, but even if we didn't, we'd listen to what they said and try and figure it out. You have two mindsets. You have what they say and what they do, and you try to find a middle ground between the two, or at least a spot on either one where you feel like they are. So what they say and what they do are two different things. Everything that they have done indicates EJ Manuel is no longer in this quarterback competition. He's running scout team.
Right.
Matt Castle and Tyrod Taylor are not running scout team.
Nope.
And everything they say is about a fair competition. Everything they say is about, that they're legitimately evaluating this, and they've got hey, EJ played well against Cleveland. I guess. He played well against Cleveland like Ryan Nassib played well against the Bills. Yeah, you've got a few people that'll send messages like, you know what, I don't think quarterback's going to be our big problem this year. No, it is. Trust me. It's without a doubt their weakest position. Phil Simms. There's a quote from Phil Simms, one of the Rochester guys caught up with Simms, who said, I don't think quarterback's going to be a problem, but we'll see if the defensive line lives up to the billing. Easy, Phil. Hold the phone. As much as we think the quarterbacks have exceeded expectations, and again, they were bargain basement expectations. You're referencing an alien popping out of a guy's stomach. As long as it wasn't as bad as an alien killing a person, we have been encouraged by it. And I think it's fair to say that if you are encouraged by it, you wouldn't be laughed out of a room because of the way that Tyrod Taylor has played. It's time to watch Castle. Saturday should be about Castle, right? We need to know who the quarterback is going to be, and if it's a two-horse race, everybody is Matthews on vacation. Everybody is sleeping on Matt Castle. Saturday should be about Castle. That's where I am.
I would still.
That's where I'm heading to the weekend. I need to see
solely with the starters, Castle. I want Taylor in there with the starters because I think Taylor could win the job. I want him to play.
Well, haven't we reached a point where we know what Taylor can do?
I still don't get why they're playing EJ. Even if you do the games don't matter, let's throw EJ in there. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. Other than, I don't even have an other than. They do it just to make the rest of the guys happy. Hey, at least EJ got a shot. Is it a teammate thing? Is it a locker room thing? Is EJ popular and they figure, hey, you know what? We'll give EJ a shot so everybody knows it was a fair competition. I mean, it just still gets me back to, Johnny, everybody gets a trophy. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. I don't think it's a showcase. I don't need to showcase EJ. I mean, what are you getting for EJ? No better than what? A 4th-round pick? Maybe a 5th? It does. In the meantime, to get a mid to late round draft pick, you're going to not play Tyrod Taylor or Matt Castle, who one of the two deserve to be the starting quarterback.
I'm not so interested in the defense today. I'm not high on EJ Manuel's talent, and I just don't think this idea of yours that they can win or that a team can win with a mediocre quarterback because it happened 14 or 15 years ago is really that functional. If I'm coaching this team, yes, there's a different offensive coordinator, meaning a different scheme. Yes, there are different factors. Yes, it's right now, but I'm not interested in EJ Manuel. I'm not more interested in EJ Manuel's touchdown pass against Cleveland than I am in his 14 starts. To me, that wouldn't make any sense. And you can't talk about this every day like that, really. You can. I can't. I can't. The interest is in this competition, and you're having one, and the competition isn't, okay, it's a new day. Let's get out their statistics and their game film and look at it again. I mean, you do have passes being thrown to Bills receivers at practice and at games. But it's not more important than last year or 2 years ago or in Castle's case even longer ago or even in Tyrod Taylor's for whatever that's worth. You don't have Taylor in NFL games except for this, a relief role here and there. He's never started one, but you get the point. It doesn't mean more how they look right now.
That's a wrap for a sample of WGR 550's Preseason BS. I don't know about the rest of you, but I've had it with the exaggeration from the media. They either don't care who they trash, aren't educated enough, or just too lazy to watch the film. In my next montage of Buffalo media BS, I will include WGR 550's regular season harsh, unfair criticism of EJ Manuel. I get that some of you fans became attached to these media members, but you deserve better, and there are better options out there. Currently, they're being held back for a number of reasons. If you want change, speak out on social media, boycott, and force their hands. Fight for equality.